Over a dozen years, the Snow Palace at Coleman's Nursery has evolved into a mini Disneyland. Animated characters perform for nearly 1/3 people a season, carrying out the chores of Christmas, making candles, toys, baked goods, and answering the many letters that arrive at the North Pole each December addressed to S. Claus. But the personnel at Coleman's do not know the word enough. Each year, their fantasy world grows. For 1978, the sugarcane forest has been added. Lovable gnomes harvest the red and white candy, fighting the cold weather to satisfy the world's sweet tooth. Does one person with one very vivid imagination concoct such scenes? No, it seems. Creating Christmas at Coleman's is a group effort.
Floyd Tribe and myself and all of the various members of the Coleman nursing staff, we sort of sit down right immediately after Christmas and say, let's try to do this or try to do that. We try to vision, we dream, because we're creating something. But the real challenge is to make it different every year. And sometimes we begin to wonder how in the world we're going to do it, but it looks like so far we've been able to come up.
There are two other new features at Coleman's this year. One is the Nature Forest, a collection of head-wagging animals up to their knees in puffy snow. The most popular new addition, though, has been the outdoor nativity scene. Children in particular look on in amazement as the story of Christmas unfolds before them. What will be new for Christmas 1979 at Coleman's? Junie Lancaster says he has ideas, but would rather keep them to himself for now. And why not? The present is pretty enough. The future can wait. Joel Rubin, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Portsmouth. By night, Two Doors Restaurant in Portsmouth is an adult club, a disco with loud music and mixed drinks. It has another name, too, Godfather's Den. A rough place, maybe? Let's go inside. Today, Christmas Day, the tunes were strictly seasonal and the customers were very young. The Godfathers you see are members of the Godfather Social and Savings Club, a group of 50 civic-minded Portsmouth residents who decided to make this day special for dozens of welfare families in the city. Children who might not have found a gift under the tree this morning received at least one this afternoon at Two Doors. 3-year-old Lakeisha McNeil discovered that you can punch Superman without getting punched back. Her brothers, sisters, and friends took home other toys, all bought with money donated by club members and local merchants. There was food and drink, too. Christmas cheer was a glass of cold milk to wash down a slice of hot pizza. The Godfather Club has been around for some 6 years, helping out the needy, especially around holiday time.
We did a similar project for Thanksgiving for the adults, families that wouldn't have a good Thanksgiving. So for Christmas, we decided that it's for the children and we would donate our time and effort, to getting this stuff together for the children. And we really enjoy working it. And we've been playing with the toys ourselves, we've really had a good time.
Karen Woodley says the Christmas party will become an annual event, and she hopes something can be planned at Easter time, too, for the children. Joel Rubin, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Portsmouth.
Unidentified bogey, this is Norfolk Approach Control. Identify yourself. You know who that is, Rick?
I just picked it up at Santa Claus flight, and he's at 3,000.
Yeah.
And he just told me he's southbound. He's coming towards Tidewater.
Santa 1, Norfolk. Are you coming to Patrick Henry or Norfolk first? He's going over to Patrick Henry.
Okay. Is he still at 3,000?
Yeah, he's still at 3.
Okay.
Santa 1, Norfolk, you're cleared to land at runway 25, Patrick Henry. Roger. 4-3 Fox, roger.
The sign on the wall reads, "The hardest work is to go idle." If that's true, no one has it easier than 75-year-old Joe Wilder. 4 hours a day for the past 3 years, he's been the chief toy maker in the Patient's Manual Arts Therapy Workshop at the VA Hospital in Hampton. In that time, the former shipyard worker and Norfolk port policeman has put together 1,000 cradles, trucks, trains, aircraft carriers, and an assortment of other vessels and vehicles, all for needy children, and all sturdy and nearly indestructible. What's his method?
I don't make one at the time. I make 5, 10, 15, 20, and I've made 30 of one. And it's easier when you got so many thickness, width, and lengths. When you decide what you're going to make 5 to 30 of them cut out for that. And when you sit down, if you cut it right, when you sit down, it goes together right. And you save 1/3 of your time by cutting the lots at one time.
How much is Joe Wilder paid for his efforts? Nary a nickel. It's good therapy for me, he says. For a man with a bad heart, that heart is in the right place. Joel Rubin, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Hampton.
The book is the Guinness Book of World Records, and Person thinks he has a sure winner, the world's largest, perhaps its only Santa display ever carved from carrots. Set up in the lobby of Norfolk's Omni International Hotel, made from 84 good-sized carrots, it has 24 carrot reindeer, one of them with a blinking red nose, a sleigh full of carrot toys, and the jolly old man himself. All the result of Person's lively imagination and skilled hands. Painstaking work, yes, but as the artist points out, it has its rewards.
I started on this display here approximately 5 days ago, and it takes approximately 18 hours to make this type of display. And each sculpture represents at least a half an hour of work, and I usually eat my mistakes.
Person says his carrot carving career began when, as a Navy chef, he tried to carve a flower from a carrot and ended up with something that looked more like a donkey. Someday he would like to publish a book on his hobby. In the meantime, he enjoys demonstrating it for area school children and hospital groups, or setting up fanciful table decorations for the enjoyment of the Omni's guests. Martha Graham, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Norfolk.
There is much to celebrate this Christmas Day, especially for the Harris family. It's a happier Christmas than it might have been. Last January, Lonnie Harris set out for Atlanta, Georgia, to make a new beginning, a fresh start for him and his family who would join him later. But things didn't work out so well. Trying his hand at an assortment of odd jobs, Lonnie settled on working as a custodian and doing renovation work on the apartment in which he and his family were living. This in exchange for the cost of rent. But when that arrangement ended, so too did the family's stay. Unable to make the rent payments, the Harrises were thrown out onto the street. Times were tough.
Terrible was a pretty good word for it. There were many times, really, that I was begging for the opportunity to throw in the towel, so to speak. But we had to keep going on because, well, we had the kids with us. We weren't in a position financially to just say, oh, well, this wasn't too good a deal, let's pack up and go back home. There wasn't too much back home to go to for any of us. We had no residences established in Philadelphia. That was one of the primary reasons I went to Atlanta, to see if I could put down some roots and put together a home for us.
People in the community took note of their bad fortune, and maybe it was the Christmas spirit or perhaps something else, but strangers, churches, even mere passers-by offered the Harrises money, support, and help. And finally, after 2 days and nights during which the temperatures dropped into the 20s, enough money was put together to rent a truck and pay for gasoline so that the family could move to their daughter's place in Norfolk. They're here now, together, joyful that things worked out as well as they did, and they don't doubt for a minute that more than just luck was involved.
Absolutely first God, because for us it was a miracle. We had tried in our own way to find whatever employment we could to get together the money that we needed once we realized this was our best alternative to come here to Norfolk with the rest of the family. And we had tried the best we could to put it together, but we saw it wasn't coming together, nowhere near what we needed. So it just, finally, we just sort of said, well, don't worry about it, just pray about it. And that's how it came about. We knew it was a miracle. If I were to pass a message on, I would say that love is definitely the way. There's no question about it. Not only just love for your own personal family, but with the understanding that even though you may see others who appear to be having a rough time of it, there are any number of circumstances that can come about where you would find that you would need the same help too. none of us can really say that that couldn't happen to us. I know about 5 years ago you couldn't have told it would ever happen to me. So I would say that love is an answer, not only for your own family, but for all mankind. Because without each other, we'll never make it.
Howard Jaffe, Area 10 Eyewitness News in Norfolk.
Today's Norfolk would probably startle the man who must have first peered from this window around 1792, but the millionaire merchant who built this gracious home contributed much to the early life of the city. Moses Myers, a Dutch immigrant, was also one of Norfolk's earliest Jewish citizens. And so it was fitting that here in a room where the likes of President James Monroe and Daniel Webster once sat at table, a group of present-day Norfolk residents gathered to celebrate Hanukkah.
Baruch atah Adonai.
The Feast of Lights, as it is called, celebrates the rededication of the Temple in Jerusalem, the victory of a particular people, the Judeans, over a foe. It celebrates the rebirth of Jewish nationalism, but in a larger sense, the lighting of the menorah celebrates all those periods in human history when some small band of people has managed to keep the faith through adversity until the tiny flickering candle of their faith could once again light their world.
In time of darkness, our ancestors had the courage to struggle for freedom. Freedom to be themselves, freedom to worship in their own way. Theirs was a victory of the weak over the strong, the few over the many, and the righteous over the arrogant. It was a victory for all ages and all peoples.
The Judean dream, it would seem, was not unlike the dream of 1792 here in Norfolk, nor that of December 1979. Martha Graham, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Norfolk.
If you haven't finished your Christmas shopping and you're into electronic toys, you might want to consider the Big Track, which can be programmed to go forward, backward, fire, do all kinds of things. Very young children might enjoy Major Morgan the electronic organ as a Christmas gift. Or how about an electronic version of the child's game, Simon Says?
As you start the machine, Simon will start, and you follow Simon.
So you just push whatever color lights up.
Right.
And this can be played by one or more people.
1 to 4.
One game that's been popular for many years is pinball, and while the regulation size models are available, you can get a smaller version for considerably less money. Conventional toys such as cars, trucks, and dolls are still very popular, but some have an added new twist to them. I know you think you've seen dolls that can do just about anything, but this particular Whoopsie doll has a very unique talent. You squeeze her stomach, and, well, you can see for yourself, her pigtails fly up and she makes a funny little noise. I'm sure some little girl would love to have that under the Christmas tree. If you grew up when I grew up, you may have had a rocking horse, but it probably didn't make sounds like this one does. This one makes sounds that range from cantering to trotting to whinnying to snorting. What more could a child possibly want? Ellen Boswell, Area 10 Eyewitness News.
This is a Christmas tree. May not look like it to you right now, but in the next couple of minutes, this PCB Bristol will be shaped into an artificial Christmas tree at the General Foam Plastics Corporation here in Norfolk. 'Twas some weeks before Christmas, and all through the factory, the machines were a-whirring, the workers were happy. Like Santa's little helpers, they knew they would please, 'cause all of the world loves their own Christmas trees.
We produce virtually every part of the Christmas tree. We start out by making our stands, our bark, all of our assembly parts, and then right into the full operation of the tree itself.
And about how many trees do you make a day?
Oh, thousands of trees a day, thousands, millions of trees a season.
They cut them, they pack them, they trim them and more, then send out the trees to your neighborhood store. There are those who will scream, it's all superficial, but many a person wants trees artificial.
Sure, I think there are people that generally feel like, you know, I wouldn't have an artificial tree. I absolutely have to have a real tree in my home or it's not Christmas. But more and more people are getting away from that. The cost of a real tree has escalated tremendously. Artificial trees are safer. There is less chance of fire as they're flame retardant. They're more convenient. They're easier to carry home. You can store them, use them year after year.
So that's our report. It's been a delight to think about Christmas on a lovely fall night. Real or artificial, it's up to you to choose. This is Mike Deason reporting, Area 10 Eyewitness News.
By midday on Christmas Eve, the lines of passengers were shorter, at least shorter than they had been in the morning, when a soupy fog snarled airport traffic and delayed flights. Despite fare increases of 32% since January 1st, business this holiday season was up for the major regional carriers, Delta, Piedmont, and U.S. Air. What helped bookings was the influx of sailors newly home from the Indian Ocean. Planes are flying about 90% full. Even at this late date, some seats are still available to most of the popular destinations like New York and Miami. The one consolation for late holiday travelers who choose to wait until the last minute before leaving town is that if they wait long enough, it all pays off. Because on Christmas Day itself, according to airport statistics, traveling is a lot less hectic than it is on any of the days leading up to Christmas. U.S. Air is running a full schedule Christmas Day, and that's unusual. Most other airlines cut back a few flights on the holiday. From the looks of things on the day before, last-minute air travelers should have no trouble at all getting where they want to go, if they wait long enough. Howard Jaffe, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Norfolk.
Some 150 motorcyclists responded to a call from the Old Dominion Motorcycle Association to participate in this year's Toys for Tots drive. In order to take part, each person had to bring a toy, with the exception of Santa Claus. The group gathered at Pembroke Mall for the motorcycle ride, and just after 12:30, it made its way down Virginia Beach Boulevard to the Expressway, then toward Military Circle Mall in Norfolk. With a police escort and Santa leading the way, the motorcyclists then parked their bikes and carried their presents to the waiting and eager children. In an empty store, Lone Christmas Tree became surrounded with dolls, stuffed animals, doctor sets, trucks, and other toys.
About a year ago, we decided that we needed to kind of improve the image of the motorcycles in the area and let them people know that motorcycles actually cared. So we organized a small ride last year, and it went off so well that we decided to try a little larger this year. To give the toy to the children and make the donation is a personal satisfaction.
Santa welcomed each child, asked their name and what they wanted for Christmas before presenting them with a new toy. The youngsters are from the STOP organization and are in keeping with the Marine Corps goal to provide indigent children with gifts during the holidays.
Toys for Tots is a Marine Corps Reserve program that started 33 years ago in California by a Marine Reserve officer. And primarily the goal of the Toys for Tots program is to collect toys to be distributed to needy children throughout the Tidewater area during Christmas.
The remaining toys will go to other needy families in the area. Ava Hurdle, Area 10 Eyewitness News.
In Christmases past, you were inundated with Darth Vader, Miss Piggy, and pet rocks, and 'tis the season to be trendy again. Retailers are stocking up on the lovable Smurf dolls again, and would-be members of the 4077 are expected to snatch up this year's khaki catch. The legendary unicorn is a hot item this Christmas, in murals and on mugs. If you want to be known as a mysterious gift giver, there are always this year's most popular disguises like giant sunglasses and animal hats. We all know preppy is where it's at, but this year, anti-prep is running strong. Now don't look so sad, we haven't forgotten the season's most in toys, like a host of Rubik's Cube variations. Electronically, Simon says Pac-Man is the hot new game of the year. There's even tradition with a new twist, talking chess. Your friends the Muppets are still hanging in there too. Leslie Brinkley, The Daily News.
Holiday toy buyers, beware. This year's selection of offbeat playthings is wilder than anything you've seen. For example, there's a toy chainsaw that complements this make-believe power saw. Now, who'd want to buy their kids a chainsaw, you ask? Well, I don't know, but they're all sold out. Weapons are in this year. There's a full assortment of hand grenades and fake guns that look less fake than usual. And what about our organized crime department? Handcuffs, thumb cuffs, and a switchblade comb for when you're under siege and you just want to look good.
The handcuffs are really hot. The switchblade combs are a biggie. And it seems like anything violent will sell. I wonder what they're doing with them when they get home.
And as for offbeat games, now you wonder if parents realize the message they're passing along to their children when they buy them games like Run Yourself Ragged, Stay Alive, Trust Me, Aggravation, Headache, Sorry, Pass Out, or my personal favorite, to me a game that captures the essence of American social values, Lie, Cheat, and Steal. If models are your thing, how about the human skull? Or if that doesn't do anything for you, there's always the amoeba, build your own microorganism. And one last thing, the latest in doll fashions is Hanes underwear for Barbie's Ken. It makes him feel good all under, just like on TV. It's all enough to make you long for the good old days. Howard Jaffe, The Daily News.
It wasn't exactly a zoo this afternoon at Lynn Haven Mall, but it wasn't a place for leisurely browsing either. Still, no one we spoke with seemed to mind the crowds of last-minute shoppers. After all, there was plenty to buy, small items, and big ones too. Who did you get this big animal for?
I got this from my girlfriend Ann. You know, she said she wanted a stuffed animal, so I went all out.
How much did you spend for this thing?
$103.95.
You must really like her.
I sure do.
Lucky Ann. For every spur-of-the-moment shopper, though, there were a dozen procrastinators. But even they had method to their madness.
Mainly, I thought I might catch some sales, and I work about 10 or 12 hours a day, and I never have time, so I took the day off to do nothing but shop.
And then, of course, we met people who make Christmas Eve shopping a habit, like this familiar-looking fellow.
Well, I keep putting it off as long as I can, hoping that there's a mistake on the calendar, and it's not really happening. And then I get stuck, and I have to get out and do it. Now, I really do get a kick out of it, because it's the hurry, scurry, and that's what Christmas is about to me for shopping.
I can understand why so many people have to do their holiday shopping on the day before Christmas, but personally, I wouldn't be caught dead doing it. These are just birthday presents.
Sure they are.
You caught me. In Virginia Beach, Joel Rubin, The Daily News. Can I get in front of you, please?
It seems like every day Santa's in town, kids will want to take a moment to grab his ear to make sure he knows firsthand what they want for Christmas. But you have to wonder sometimes who enjoys this meeting more, the kids or the parents, who surely have memories of when they sat on Santa's knee.
What would you like for Christmas? Big boys? All right, what else?
Can you remember back when you were sitting on Santa Claus's lap and some of the thoughts that were going through your mind?
Yeah, I was scared. Just afraid of Santa, but really excited.
To get what you want?
Not all the time, but most of the time.
Good. What you want for Christmas?
I want a Snoopy icicle machine.
In earlier years, you know, I didn't have all the fun that she's having now, but I just want her to have all the great things in life that she can have and enjoy the whole holiday spirit.
Tell me what you want for Christmas.
I was afraid of him until I was about 10 or 11 years old. And I guess that's when I really realized that he was nobody to hurt me. He was a friend just like you think of a policeman or fireman or a relative. He was just a friend.
Santa, I've been good all year.
You have?
I could really use a new car.
Well, I'll try, but how about a piece of candy for right now to hold things out for you, and a ring?
A piece of candy?
And a ring. Will that do for right now? I'll work on the car.
Thanks a lot, Santa.
You're welcome.
In Portsmouth, Don Roberts, The Daily News.